All right, friends, I see that everyone's slowly making their way over from the last session and popping into our session here. I'm really excited to welcome back Casey. He's our friend from ShipBob CMO over there. Not only is he the CMO of ShipBob, which is the leading cloud-based logistics platform that supports over 5,000 e-commerce brands, but prior to ShipBob, he was also the VP of marketing at BigCommerce and SVP at Watchmaster, a couple of familiar names you might be aware of. So we're going to hop into this session, and he's going to share 5 holiday fulfillment tips for resilient operations and post-holiday retention, which is the perfect topic to wrap our day. So without further ado, Casey, I will pass the torch to you, let you have at it with the presentation, and we'll pop back in to do some Q&A and wrap it up.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I didn't know it was the last one, so I guess thanks for those of you that are still riding through this, and apologies, I guess, as well. I think I can get chats. I'm going to test it out. I haven't used this platform before. So if you all have questions, feel free to throw it in there. And I didn't get the memo for a little Christmas tree or something behind me, like Sherry and Caitlin have. So next time.
Don't mean to flex on you with our Christmas trees, Casey.
We've got my money tree. It looks like I'm growing something illegal, and so maybe I'll put that there.
That's perfect. Works perfect.
Anyways,
Better tree.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yes, if you do have any questions for Casey, you can leave them in the chat. We will get to them at the end of his presentation and roll through those. But Casey, we'll pass it over to you and let you have at it.
Perfect. I'm assuming everybody can now see this. So as Caitlin mentioned, we're going to talk about 5 holiday fulfillment tips. A common question that I get is, well, isn't it too late? We're almost in October right now, and I'd say we're definitely not. And so I'm going to talk about some of those items shortly, but people need to start planning or start executing on what they're going to do from a fulfillment standpoint as soon as possible, because last year was pretty wild in regards to something we've never seen before. Companies like FedEx and other major carriers capping how many orders they'd actually pick up from your house or your fulfillment center or your office every day. We're going to see that again this year. And so anyways, we're going to talk about some things to have a successful holiday season if you can actually get your inventory over here. So who am I? Caitlin covered this better than I can or want to talk about myself, so there's another picture of my face. Who or what is ShipBob? So she mentioned we're a global logistics platform. I love this GIF that we actually created last year with these flags. So as you can see, we keep adding more flags, going more global. So we have, I think actually we have now 26 facilities. The team has just been rolling out new ones seemingly every couple of weeks. So we have 20 in the United States. We have one over in Ireland. We have one in the UK. We have one in Canada. We have one in Australia. We'll be launching one in mainland Europe in the next 2 weeks or in the next 2 months. And so we continue to add more and more. And then some of the items we'll talk about in the next few slides, but areas where we've really focused heavily at ShipBob to allow sellers such as yourself to offer Amazon-level logistics while having full control is the customized unboxing, from the packaging you have to things like gift notes, things like offering carbon-neutral shipping and fulfillment, including what's happening in the fulfillment centers, 100% coverage for 2-day shipping, even from one location. And then as you continue to get more complex as a business with the software that you need, is making sure we have these direct integrations within our app store and can handle not just direct to consumer, but B2B as well. So anyways, if any of you have questions, feel free to also throw it in the chat, but email me directly, carmstrong@shipbob.com. All right, next. Today, we'll talk about, again, 3PL for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We've historically seen those are the top 4 selling days of the year, every year, between that Friday and Monday. How to forecast for the demand, just different options to put yourself in a position to differentiate, especially with some of the Facebook changes. We know that it's been a very hard year for e-commerce sellers, and so what are ways you can differentiate? How can you distribute inventory without it being more of a pain than, or in a burden than a pro? some unboxing and retention, and then some bonus tips at the end. So first is securing a 3PL. I'd actually say maybe tip 1A is sitting down and actually thinking through what do you need in a partner. Do you ship primarily to people who are in Southern California or in the Northeast? Do you ship all around the US? Do you ship globally? What types of items are you actually shipping? Are they oversized and heavyweight? Are they just standard items like this iPhone case? Do they require temp control? But it's really thinking through like what do you need in a partner, and then going the level deeper. Is it things like 2-day shipping because you need to offer the best in class solution and that Amazon level experience, along with things like customization, or do your customers just want it there eventually and they want to spend as little as possible? And so just really being honest with yourself and what you need in the partner, and then talking to different options out there. And I would talk to them sooner than not, especially with the holidays here. At ShipBob, we pride ourselves on and really push ourselves to accept merchants throughout the entire year, and really push out the final date from when we can receive inventory and guarantee that items will be shipped and delivered to the end consumer by Christmas and by Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But I would understand that timeline from any fulfillment partner that you're evaluating as well. And then again, just talking through what are some of the things that they can offer you. Like is 2-day extremely important? Do you need specific integrations? There's so much value to be had from outsourcing with the right partner, from cost savings to offering things like 2-day, which can help increase your average order value or decrease your cart abandonment rate. The amount of time you save. There are so many customers of ours, like by far the number one place where people are switching from when they come to us at ShipBob is doing it themselves. And the most common theme is, I'm up till 10 at night. I'm up till 11 at night. I'm up till midnight. The holidays hit. I'm up till 2 in the morning picking and packing boxes. Or, hey, my first hire or my first 3 hires are just helping me pick and pack boxes, not growing my business, which is honestly more fun for us out there. But that's what's really going to move the needle for our business. And so it's finding the right partner that can take this off your plate. And this is one of the customers we work with is Tom Brady's brand, TB12. And they actually saw a 4x in their normal volume in December. And that's very common for a lot of sellers out there, is just to see this huge spike. And so how can you make sure that you can handle these huge influxes, whether they can be more planned, such as the holidays, or maybe less planned, such as a social video going viral or getting on something like Good Morning America. Next is forecasting the demand. This is where there are certain partners, I'm biased, but like ShipBob, but there are other tools as well, is where can you get a clear line of sight of your historical data? What does seasonality look like? What does your inventory level look like at the SKU level? And then just really optimizing these stock levels and understanding what's fast moving, what's slow moving, as we're seeing these pain points from a manufacturing and a freight perspective. Should you maybe even kill off some of the slow movers if they're driving very few sales and they're not being added onto your fast movers? And so just being honest with your business, especially as competition ramps up and we're seeing some issues on the supply chain level as well. And then also taking into account these longer lead times. I think it was Ryan Peterson, the CEO of Flexport, shared a snapshot yesterday of, I believe it was 75 or 77 container ships just sitting outside the port of Long Beach in LA. It looks like it's a freeway during rush hour. It's pretty fascinating to see. And so just thinking through, can you ship that item elsewhere, maybe to the East Coast? What's the cost delta to use air freight? And so anyways, just thinking through that from a forecasting and inventory perspective. And then thinking through like what is the impact and what's going to move during the peak season. Here's a customer of ours, Fleo. They've been with us for quite a while. And over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, as Carl says here, they sell 2 months of volume in just a handful of days. That's a huge spike. And then again, thinking through shipping options that can increase sales. I mentioned 2-day shipping, and just looking at some of your data. Should you offer that for free? Should you offer it for items over a certain order volume or order value? This is one of the biggest needle movers for conversion rate. There's a reason why Amazon's invested billions and billions of dollars into fast and free shipping. And so how can you take their lessons learned and apply that to your business much faster? And then also here is with the different channels you sell through, like a big focus for us this year and last year is really opening up like the omni-channel selling box. And so with things like Walmart or Google Shopping or Facebook Shop, how can you offer 2-day shipping through those channels as well? Unsurprisingly, and this came from Shopify's latest e-commerce report, 2/3 of customers expect 2-day or faster shipping. And so how can you meet them there? There really is this Amazon expectation gap. And so how can you overcome that gap seemingly overnight? And I would not hold yourself to this standard, but a customer of ours, I Love Plum, by putting a threshold on their free 2-day shipping, they actually saw an increase of their average order by 97%. Again, I would not have that be your expectations of doubling your AOV. But could you see a 10 to 30% lift in AOV by utilizing free 2-day shipping along with over a certain order value? That's definitely within the realm of expectations. Another item that we focus on heavily, it's a core pillar of ours over at ShipBob. It's distributed inventory and having locations around the world. And so not only will that allow you to get to customers more inexpensively for you, but it will allow you to get the products there much faster. And then when thinking through international, like you mentioned, our locations over in Europe and the UK and down in Australia, is this really opens up new selling opportunities for people in different countries where maybe your cost per click or cost per impression on channels like Facebook will be less expensive and maybe you'll have less competition. So there might be some arbitrage opportunities, and by distributing your inventory globally as well, yes, you'll have to figure out duties and taxes and tariffs while injecting into those countries, but you will be able to remove that burden and hopefully increase your conversion rates by not having the end consumer have to deal with that as well, with things like duties delivered unpaid, where sometimes people see the including duties and taxes, what they have to pay for the item to be possibly even 2x what the actual item cost. And again, I mentioned some of the flags we have here, and we'll be adding some more this year as well. And then Touchland, this is a customer of ours. They actually started really innovating in the hand sanitizer space well before COVID. So Andrea is just really putting on a master class in both direct-to-consumer online and then B2B offline sales. She actually has some of her products in places like Gucci and elsewhere in New York. A lot of very well-known celebrities are huge fans of hers as well. But anyways, is what she wanted to tie in with her brand is offering that 2 to 3 day delivery experience, because she's really trying to have a premium product and she knows that her customers expect premium service as well. Next is unboxing, and this is an area that has been getting a lot more talk, rightfully so, lately, because what is the one area within your entire funnel that should more or less get 100% open rate, and that's on the products that you ship out. And so how can you make sure that you're offering this more custom unboxing experience? Maybe you have branded boxes and poly mailers, maybe you don't, but you have custom inserts in there. And so just having this unique end-to-end customer experience, something that people will show with their friends, maybe share on social, and really make it, hold it to your true brand that you're trying to build, not just on your website, but again, on actually receiving the products. There are sometimes I order things online and you go through this beautiful purchase flow and this great looking website that they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on, and then you get the products kind of beat up in this like brown box. And then sometimes you order it from these websites and you get this beautiful unboxing experience. Example here with Aurora. And so just really thinking through, where should you invest and really create lifelong customers. And then also working with your fulfillment partners on the partners that they have that can facilitate this. So an example here with Tracy over at Door Sleep is, we were able to connect her with No Issue. And so that allowed her to get some stickers. I know No Issue also has some carbon-friendly packaging as well as an option. And so thinking through that as well. And then just some bonus tips to close it out. Returns management. While the returns often slow greatly in Q4, all of us that have been through this before, we see returns spike by a lot in Q1, and especially January. And so thinking through, is your customer service team set up for this? Is your fulfillment partner ready for this? What are you going to do from a return standpoint? What is your returns policy? When will you maybe bend or overlook your returns policy? And so just having that very clearly outlined. And then next is thinking sustainably. So as I mentioned before, we actually work with a company called Pachama, and we've made our entire fulfillment network carbon neutral. And then through Pachama, we offer a very easy, several click integration with Pachama. So every single item that you ship out from our facility end to end is carbon neutral as well. And if you do this, thinking through how do you want to market this or share this with your customer base as well. And then lastly, this is really the most basic tip out there that I also see people missing on is communicating. So setting clear expectations. If things are going poorly, or if you're not getting inventory in, or if there maybe are some shipping issues, it's just over communicating with your customers, because the last thing people really want are surprises or bad surprises. And when things are going well, over communicate that as well. I just mentioned sustainability and carbon neutral, or maybe you offer free 2-day shipping. We had a customer that was offering 2-day shipping on all of their orders. Yet if you went through from their homepage all the way to the checkout flow, you'd have no idea until the last button you're about to click, which was checkout, when you're clicking the shipping option. And they were able, and then they started putting it within their main navigation. They put it on the product listing pages, and they saw their conversion rates greatly spike. And again, that's just from some simple over communication. And then finally, just to recap, again, securing a 3PL, I would have those conversations as soon as possible. Forecasting demand. Maybe this is more valuable for next year because we're getting pretty late in the holiday season, but just really thinking through what are your demand needs and what are the products you really need to optimize for to have in stock right now. Thinking through different shipping options to differentiate from all of the competition out there. Distributing your inventory for faster and less expensive shipping, not just in the US, but globally as well. Again, that unboxing experience that truly does get that 100% open rate. And then just, some of those bonus tips we mentioned, the return strategy, sustainability, and then over communicating. And then to close it up, for those of you that want 1,000 in free shipping credits, please come check us out, shipbob.com/commerce roundtable. Really appreciate Senlane having us here. I will throw my email in the chat as well. You guys can also message me as well, carmstrong@shipbob.com. And something that I want to mention as well is we actually don't have a minimum in regards to order volume. And so even if you're just getting started or you have a new brand that you're rolling out as well, we're happy to talk. So thank you very much for spending some of your Wednesday with me. Or I should say Tuesday. I think that's the day we're on. Thank you.
Tuesday, but who's
Tuesday.
keeping? Thank you so much, Casey. Appreciate it. I see some questions.
You have 2 questions.
So,
let's see. From Ariel in the chat, she says, if you have a longer fulfillment lead time because product is assembled in time, would you recommend still offering expedited shipping options, or are customers not savvy enough to factor in production time?
I don't think customers really factor in any of the time constraints that we think through. They don't think of anything in business days. They don't think of things in regards to just in time. They say, I ordered the product on this date and you said it'd be here in 3 days or 2 days. I want it in 3 or 2 days. And so I would just like what you would expect from Amazon. That's really where the customer expectations are set. And so you said your product is assembled it's assembled in time. And so unless they can assemble it and ship it out in time, I would be clear in from when they place the order to when they should actually receive the order and set those expectations.
Mm-hmm. I think that goes back to like the over communicating, really laying out how this is going to happen, what it's going to look like, so that customers know what to expect in that situation. We do have another question from Rochelle. She says, do you recommend 3PL for non-standard packaged items that are shipped on pallets and require truck pickup and delivery, if that is part of what is sold in addition to small packages?
So maybe I'm simplifying things here, but the way I would view this is your non-standard packaged items, if they're shipped on pallets, I'd view those as, are those, and maybe you can jump in here, Rochelle, and help clarify a few items. Like those would be B2B orders. Maybe you're distributing those to, Walmart or Target or somewhere else, which 3PLs can definitely help with there. That's what historically 3PLs have done. And then because of that gap with direct-to-consumer fulfillment, that's the wedge that ShipBob's gone heavy into. And as we also add B2B, is we can do small packages also. And so, yes, 3PLs can help with both. I would think through what are your biggest needs between, let's say, large or small packages, and what can you do best yourself, or what can your partner do, and then as you evaluate different options, some people only do direct-to-consumer, some will only do B2B, and some will do both.
Casey, I wanted to ask you, because, we're talking about 2-day shipping, and a lot of it is trying to keep up with Amazon, because they're kind of the ones laying the expectations now, and that's what the consumer expects, and it just is what it is. So if you are trying to efficiently deliver across the US in 2 days, what are some of the resources you're going to need for that? Like, how many warehouses are you going to need to be able to support something like that?
Yeah, I like that question because anybody can achieve 2-day shipping, but it will be through air. And so, but air is much more expensive than ground. And so that's where I think it's worth talking to, let's say a company like us, to break down first is looking and seeing, what is your average order value? What are your cost of goods sold? What is your CAC? How much money do you have left over to actually pay for shipping and fulfillment? Because can you pay a little bit more to do it through air and ship from one facility? Or do you want to maybe distribute to 4 different locations around the US? And so you can, like with us, you can distribute, I think, to 4 locations and get something like 95% ground, 2-day ground coverage. And so that way you're paying much, much less per item shipped. And so it's just thinking through that. Like we do have a guaranteed 2-day program from just one location, but again, it's balancing the cost between air and ground.
Totally makes sense. And then what would you recommend as far as tactics for merchants? Like what can they do from a last mile experience to drive post-holiday retention? We've talked about all the pieces of the funnel, but as far as the retention piece and what you guys provide, I'd love to hear some of your insights on that.
Yeah, returns are just a tough thing. A lot of companies have to navigate come January. But I think I'd set, like I mentioned, clear policies on what your return guidelines are, and then try to over communicate and over deliver. So if you say something's going to be there in 3 days or 2 days, have it be there, in that time frame. I think the thinking through the unboxing experience is very important. And so that people feel more affinity to the brand, over communicating with them. And then a big item as well is making sure that either whether you do it yourself or you do it through a partner, is making sure you deliver it by certain holidays. If somebody's ordering an item for Christmas and it arrives on the 27th, it's going to get returned. And so just making sure you understand what are the cutoffs. And so, for example, we always publish our cutoff dates to get items delivered by certain time frames throughout the whole holiday season. And then we also share the guidelines that we get from the carriers. Whereas, FedEx might have different options where you can go later. So maybe certain FedEx option, you have to ship by like the 15th, and another option you have to ship by the 20th to get there by Christmas or get there by Christmas Eve. And so I would, I'd make sure you know what those dates are in advance, and you align that with your marketing initiatives as well.
Yeah, that's kind of been a theme all day. Just the over communication side on a lot of pieces, especially the shipping and fulfillment side. I mean, it happens, like delays happen, things happen, but as you mentioned, I think from a consumer standpoint, if I'm being communicated with and I feel like you're telling me what's going on, like, hey, Caitlin, your package is delayed 2 days. It will be there this day. Like, it's en route. It's not an ideal experience. And granted, it does depend on the holiday, making sure it's there in time. But it's still nice to have that communication. I like what you said about providing all of the guidelines and the dates and the cutoffs and everything. So I think people want that. Like, we crave the over communication. We want to be in the loop because it's our money. So, love it. Well, Casey, thank you so much for being here. It's been great having you back, and this was a great way to wrap the day with this topic. So I want to be sure, I know you had an offer that you threw out there towards the end, so I want to make sure you get a chance to share that one last time.
Yeah, shipbob.com/commerce roundtable, and yeah, $1,000 in free shipping credits. And again, check out shipbob.com or email me. I mentioned my email earlier, from even transparency just on expectations you should have from the different carriers and the different cutoff dates, whether you work with us or not. Just, again, the more education you can provide yourself and your customers from a timing perspective, the better.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Casey. And we're going to wrap up our day here, so we will let you bounce out.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Casey. All right, friends. Well, we made it. Look at that. Especially those of you that have been with us all day. Like, I acknowledge it's been a long day because we've also been, sitting here interacting and all of that jazz. It's been a great day, though. So thank you so much for attending and being a part of this event. It's been great. And yes, Mark, I saw your meme, and that is also me. Package shipped. My desk where I'm sitting, it's right here by my front door. So it's really convenient for me to stock package deliveries as they arrive. And that's kind of what I do all day.
Where's the package? For me, if I can hear my dog barking, I know something just got delivered at the door.
Yes. Lando's like, hi, Mom, you have a package. All right. Giveaway.
With that, we bring you to one of our final giveaways. Congratulations to Elena Rodarte. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Our Apple iPad Air winner. Congratulations. We'll be reaching out to get all your shipping information and get your brand new iPad to you as soon as possible.
This thing is great. So congrats to Elena. We will ship this bad boy out to you, and you will be able to enjoy your brand new Apple iPad Air. But wait.
There's more.
One more. It's our final $500 cash. Yes, woohoo, Elena. I see you. Congratulations. It is our final $500 cash prize. So our final prize of the day, 42 of you are waiting at the edge of your desk seat to find out who it is. All right, drum roll. And it is
Chad Wheeler. Congratulations, Chad. You are our final winner of the day. Like I said, like a broken record, we'll be reaching out for all your information, get you your $500 cash money so you can go spend it on something good.
That's going to go a long way. $500.
Oh, yes.
Go a long way. Congrats to you, Chad, and congrats to all of our winners who won a gift today. As Sheree mentioned a million times, do not fear. We will reach out to you. We will make sure you get your gift. We would want our gift too if we were the winners. So we will get in touch with all of you. And be sure to head back to commerceroundtable.com and access registration for our next event, which will be all about the future of e-commerce in 2022 and how to make it your most profitable year yet. You can get free registration as a Commerce Roundtable attendee with code EARLYBIRD, and that's at commerceroundtable.com. So be sure to do that. We'll have another awesome event lined up, of course, after the holidays, because we recognize that y'all are taking your time right now to prep as you should for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the Christmas season, and everything in between. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We generally do Commerce Roundtable every other month just for future reference, but we are going to take a little bit of a break for the holidays, let you do what you guys do best, which is sell, 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 market your brand. And then we will see you back at the beginning of 2022. We'll have a great event lined up for you so you can be extremely prepared for what the future holds for e-commerce and have all the tools in your marketing arsenal to make it the best year ever. So that's all we got for you guys. Thank you so much, all of you that stuck around all day. It's been a great event, and we really appreciate the participation. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. Love the feedback. Just another note, you will get a survey coming out to you. So please participate in the survey. We personally look at all of the surveys that come through. It really helps us know, what topics you want to hear from in future events, who your favorite speakers are. That's how we, welcome people back. It helps us gauge how it is for you as an attendee. Elena, you're so welcome. Thank you guys for all the love. This is so great. So yeah, you'll have an opportunity there to fill out a survey. Please do that for us. We'd really appreciate your feedback. And we might reach out to you for a testimonial, a little one-on-one call, if you don't mind, to get some more insight from you. So that'll be coming your way. And then, of course, be sure to register for the next event in January. Everybody have a great rest of your 2021.
And go crush your holiday sales.
Yeah, go crush it. Go crush it, y'all. Thanks so much for being with us. And with that,
see you next time.
we'll let y'all go. See you later. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.